Hello to all. I hope our online lecture videos on different topics of biotech are helping you very much. So regarding this, Nuclear Biotech brings one more lecture on vector. So let's start with our topic plasmid vector. So before moving on the main topic plasmid vector, let me tell you a little bit about vector. So first question arises, what is vector? In simple words, we define this as in molecular cloning, a vector is a DNA molecule used as a vehicle to artificially carry foreign genetic material into another cell where it can be replicated or expressed. A vector containing foreign DNA is termed as recombinant DNA. So molecular analysis of DNA has been made possible only after the discovery of vector. Now take a look to the process of molecular cloning. Here we have bacterium and cell containing gene of interest. So in first step, isolation of plasmid DNA and DNA containing gene of interest takes place. After that, gene of interest is inserted into plasmid and it considered as recombinant DNA or plasmid. Now this recombinant DNA or plasmid is again inserted into bacterial cell, that is host cell. After that, cells cloned with gene of interest. Then identification of desired clone takes place. In terms of application, the copies of gene are used as pest resistance and cleaning of toxic waste. Same copies of proteins are used as human growth hormone treats stunt growth and in heart attack therapy as protein dissolves blood clot. Now move on to the classification of vector. So vectors are classified on the basis of our aim with gene of interest, on the basis of host cell used, and on the basis of cellular nature of host cell. Now, on the basis of our aim with gene of interest, vectors are of two types, cloning and expression vector. And our topic is plasmid vector. And it is the example of cloning vector only. So, I would like to explain about cloning vector before moving on the main topic. So, we use a cloning vector when our aim is to just obtain numerous copies, that is clones of our gene of interest, hence the name cloning vectors. These are mostly used in construction of gene libraries. A number of organisms can be used as source for cloning vectors. Some are created synthetically, as in the case of yeast artificial chromosomes and bacterial artificial chromosome, while others are taken from bacteria and bacteriophages. In all cases, the vector needs to be genetically modified in order to accommodate the foreign DNA by creating an insertion site where the new DNA will fitted. For example, PUC cloning vector and PBR22 cloning vector, etc. Now let's talk about the features of cloning vector. So first is the ORI, or we can say origin. These are the specific set or sequence of nucleotides where replication initiates. These are used for autonomous replication inside the host cell. Foreign DNA attaches to ORI and also begins to replicate. Second is the cloning site. These are the point of entry or analysis for genetic engineering. Vector DNA at this site is digested and foreign DNA is inserted with restriction enzymes. Next is the selectable marker. Genes that confers resistance to particular antibiotics or selective agent under normal condition is fatal for the host organism. It confers the host cell the property to survive and propagate in culture medium containing the particular antibiotics. Now next is the marker or reporter genes. It permits the screening of successful clones or recombinant cell. It is utilized extensively in blue-white selection. Now last is the inability to transfer by conjugation. So vectors must not enable recombinant DNA to escape to the natural population of bacterial cells. Now here are the some example of cloning vectors like plasmid, Phas, M13, plasmid, BAC, YAC, MAC, expression vectors, etc. Now move on to the main topic, plasmid vector. So a plasmid or phasmid is a DNA based cloning vector which has both bacteriophage and plasmid properties. So the word phage comes from bacteriophage and mid from plasmid and combines to form plasmid. So if we talk about the example, so the common example is P blue script second KS. So M13 based cloning vectors have some disadvantages, like it is difficult to obtain sufficient amount of the double stranded DNA required for recombinant DNA reactions. Second is the rolling circle mechanism of M13 replication can be affected by insert sequence and size, causing under representation of certain recombinant molecules following infection. So to overcome these problems, hybrid M13 phage or plasmid vectors called plasmid were constructed in early 1990s. The original plasmid vectors were derived from the high copy PUC18 or PUC19 plasmids first developed by Messing. So P blue script second KS is a PUC based plasmid and is 2958 base pair long with lac-zergine proceeds from polycloning site. So the main features of these vectors are as follows. Multiple cloning site bordered by T3 and T7 promoters to read in opposite direction on the two strands to direct the in vitro synthesis or of RNA. Selection of recombinant DNA molecules through blue-white clones on X gel plate through a LAC-I gene in the upstream portion of LAC-Z gene. The F1 positive and F1 negative origins of replication from filamentous phase yields sense positive and antisense negative strands. The F1 origin sequence allows the production of single stranded DNA following infection of the host bacterial cell with M13 helper phage. Modified call E1 array of replication which results in high copy plasmid replication. The ampicillin resistant gene helps in selection of cells containing plasmids. These vectors can thus be used to generate single-stranded DNA in vivo or RNA in vitro that is complementary to either of the two strands of foreign DNA inserted into the polyclonal site. Now, next question arises how they work. So, bacteria, or we can say how they are used. So, bacteriophages are of two types, M13 and F1 resemble to each other. So both can infect uh, E. coli. So we can use array of anyone in plasmid. So when plasmid vectors are introduced into E. coli, as it has array of call E1 plasmid, it replicates as double stranded DNA. But when the same E. coli gets infected by a F1 phase, the array of the F1 phase in the plasmid vector gets activated and now the plasmid switches its mode of replication and it replicates as single stranded DNA and gets packed into phase head. Now next is the uses of plasmid vector. So these are used for cloning purpose. These are used whenever or wherever a single stranded DNA is required, like in DNA sequence and site directed mutagenesis. So at last, if you having any question regarding this topic, you can ask to us without any hesitation. Thank you.